welcome to a very sad edition of Food Sack. I'm here at Australia Fair to check out MOS Burger for what will be the last time. In case you haven't heard already, MOS Burger have made the sad announcement that they are closing their operations in Australia. All of their remaining stores are closing. MOS Burger, if you didn't know, are actually Japan's second largest burger chain after McDonald's. They are huge and they have stores all across Asia as well. In 2011, they opened their first store in Australia in Sunnybank and had plans on opening all across Australia. I don't know what happened. I guess, the market didn't really embrace MOS Burger in Australia as much as it did overseas. I don't know why in particular they're closing, but I would imagine that sales and just the general sort of market for burgers in Australia and fast food and hospitality in general is pretty tough. It is certainly not the first burger place to close in Australia. So it is sad. I am a big fan of MOS Burger. My wife in particular would get MOS Burger quite a bit. So, it is unfortunate. There were perhaps some warning signs. There was a controversy a few years ago about them underpaying their workers. And also the Brisbane CBD store did close down a few years ago following some sort of COVID rent-related argument in court, which is a shame because they had this upstairs Japanese-style seating area, which I thought was pretty cool in the city, enjoying burgers in a tatami sort of room. But that disappeared a while ago, and a few more of their stores closed down to the 3 that are open today. So there's only 3 open at the moment. The Southport store, which is where I'm at now, the Australia Fair one, the original one in Sunnybank, and there is also one in Westfield, Mount Gravatt, or Garden City, as the cool people call it. So all 3 of them are closing, unfortunately, on August 31st, and MOS Burger is packing up their Australian operations and leaving. So, it's been a fun 13 years. It is a sad situation. So I'm here at Australia Fair at the Southport store. I'm going to go to MOS Burger and get their flagship MOS Burger and enjoy it in Australia for the final time. Let's go. MOS Burger のMOS Burger チーズが入ってMOS チーズお肉が2枚のダブルMOSハラペーニョ入れたらスパイシーMOSしびれるうまさのマダMOS. Alrighty, I am back from MOS Burger with my MOS Burger. Now, they had a special little deal on, I guess, as a way of saying goodbye and thank you. I got the MOS Burger, like there's a burger called the MOS Burger, and the iced tea, a regular iced tea, for $5. That is a bit of a crazy price. I'll put up the prices of the other stuff there, just so you can have a good look at what the normal prices are. Yeah, not that it really matters much, not that many of you can buy anything in the few coming days, but anyway. I did also get some chips, because, you need the chips. Let's get a chip. Really quite good chips. Let's just get stuck in to the MOS Burger. Now, in the store, they always, present this quite well. I don't think I've ever gotten takeaway MOS Burger before. I used to just eat it in store. All right, there we go. Whoops. So that is what the MOS Burger looks like. Yeah, if you've never had one before, then you'll have to visit Asia to get one, or come to the Gold Coast or Mount Gravatt really quickly in order to get one. Okay, so it is a generous looking burger there, and actually this and a drink for $5 is an insane price, an unprecedented price. It is normally $8 or something. All right, let me get organized, because this is going to be a bit messy. Let's have a go. Like always, the star of this show is the sauce. They have this mince-based sauce, which is really, really quite good. It really sets it apart from any other burger. McDonald's has nothing quite like this. Also, on the MOS Burger is fresh onions, fresh tomato. I have to say, my one complaint with this one in particular, the bun does look a bit rough. I don't know how old this bun is, but it is not the best bun I've ever had. I got a good hit of the meat there, and it's really quite well done meat as well. Look at that. You can't really complain about that. Even for $8.50, which I think is the normal price, it is pretty good. and the thick bits of raw onion add a sweetness. It is worth coming back for, and to be honest, I am a bit sad that, you know, we can't get this much in Australia anymore. Tomato lovers, look at that. That's what they're famous for, their thick bit of tomato. So, I mean, if you like tomato, good. If you don't like tomato, well, too bad. It really is a hearty burger. Like, there's some mustard on there as well. It has the sweetness, it has saltiness, a little bit of vinegar. It is a really well-rounded burger. So it is a shame that it didn't really take off. I don't know. I think maybe some of it has to do with marketing is why it didn't like expand as much as it could have. There were promises that it would come to Sydney and Melbourne, but they never materialized. Maybe if they were a bit more aggressive in their expansion and marketing, perhaps they could have overcome, you know, whatever problems it faced. Now you notice that there's a lot of spillage happening here. What I love to do is grab the chips and use them as a scoop for the sauce. You just kind of get the chips and put them there like that and like squeeze the sauce together, and then and if that's not enough sauce for you, they give you some sauce, very Japanese style, to give you some complimentary sauce there. You don't get that in a lot of places. Maybe that's what sunk them. They, you know, were spending too much on free sauces. I don't know. I have to say, these chips are particularly good today. That's a very bittersweet realization there. They're like a fish and chip shop chip. I think in Japan, they're more of a fry, or actually more of a wedge sort of situation. I can't remember. I'm going to Japan soon, so I will investigate that. But these chips that they have, or had, in Australia are like, think of the best fish and chip shop chips you've ever had, and they're pretty close to that. All they need is some chicken salt. That's what they're missing. Another cool Japanese style thing that they had at the MOS Burger, which again maybe didn't take off in Australia, is you could get iced tea, and proper Japanese iced tea. You could also get matcha stuff, like green tea. And what I mean by proper Japanese tea is it's unsweetened. Oh, actually, this one has been sweetened a bit. I don't normally get this. I just got this as like part of the deal because it's like $5 for this and a burger. That's really an insane price for a good feed these days. I think one thing that I really miss from the MOS Burger Japan is the MOS chicken. They have this fried chicken in Japan, and that is like side by side with the burgers, like what people go to MOS Burger for. So I don't know why we never got the MOS chicken in Australia. They did have a karage burger, which was really quite good, but yeah, no MOS chicken. So maybe if they had MOS chicken, it could have increased sales. They didn't have the little like drink chip nugget takeaway cup thing that they had, which I thought was pretty interesting. Yeah, that never came to Australia, unfortunately. We did get a revolving list of new burgers, but I don't know, like maybe just getting people into the store in the first place was the hurdle that they didn't overcome. I don't know. Anyway, maybe I should go back and ask if I can get some packaging just for my archives. I did notice that the paper bag they gave me today is a non-MOS Burger branded bag. Maybe they've already run out, and you know, obviously don't want to print off a whole new order of that, because what's the point now? So there we go, my last supper at MOS Burger. That was very satisfying in one way, and in another way very sad. It's not good when businesses close. I think we all know that. Market forces are pretty brutal. Unfortunately, you know, less competition in the market means, you know, more laziness. But yeah, apparently there has been a downturn in the whole fast food like scene. Rent, the like cost of like raw materials, just like chicken and potato is really expensive these days. So it's a shame. It's a shame that MOS Burger has decided to abandon ship. Maybe MOS Burger Japan just thought, you know, it's too hard, stuff it, we'll focus on Japan, Asia, etc. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of these chips. I might start crying, I'll spare you that. So many thanks for watching, many thanks for your support. Share below your memory of MOS Burger. Maybe you never went there, maybe you've only been in Japan or Asia. Any MOS Burger related facts, stats, or info, just leave it below, I guess. Anyway, さらばモスバーガー、また会う日までお疲れ様でした。ありがとうございました。さようなら。
Subscribe to Food Sack.
Subscribe to Food Sack.
He loves you.
He loves you. Mwah.